The integument or the body wall of insect, like that of other animals, in an outer dermoskeletal covering of the body, and it is derived from the embryonic ectoderm. The integument is functionally a composite structure that serves as a skin, serves as a skeleton, food reservoir, and switches on the post-embryonic development by undergoing molting periodically. Now, the integument which perform the various functions like the integument of insect and other arthropods, which comprises the basal lamina, epidermis and the cuticle. Such an integument which provide the physical protection for internal organs because of its rigidity. It serves as a skeleton to which muscles can be attached. Again, the integument also reduces the water loss to a very low level in most class insecta, a feature that has been of great significance in the evolution of this predominantly terrestrial class. The integument acts as a metabolic reserve to be used cyclically to construct the next stage or during the period of great metabolic activity or starvation. The integument prevents the entry of foreign material, both living and non-living, into an insect. Again, in many insects, the waxy outer layer serves as a repository for contact sex pheromones. The color of insect is also a function of integument, especially the cuticular component. And very important function, the integument which is sensory in function and like that other animals which is acting as a skin of insect. If we can study the detail, that is structure and chemistry of integument, so such an integument which is basically composed of three layers: inner basement membrane, middle epidermis or the outer cuticle. So the epidermis, which is commonly called as the hypodermis, and it lies below the cuticle. It is the only layer of integument that is the cellular, while the inner basement membrane as well as outer cuticle both are the acellular structures. The epidermis secrete the cuticle, and the cuticle which get modified later on into the various skeletal sclerites such as appendages, sensory organs and the internal lining of the foregut and hindgut, then tracheal system and some organs of reproduction and the exocrine glands. So now here you can see this diagram where it depicts that this is the basement membrane on which lie the epidermis. Here this is the gland. Now here this outer region which is nothing but the cuticle, and here you can see the opening of the pore canal. Now here the basement membrane which form from the degenerated epithelial cells and which appears as a non-living amorphous granular inner lining of the integument. It separates the epidermis from the hemosole. Such a basement membrane which measures about 0.5 micron thick. The histochemical studies which shows that the basement membrane primarily of the neutral mucopolysaccharide. So on the inner surface of basement membrane are attached the muscles, hemocytes and oynocytes. So sometimes the stellate cells, the tracheal cells, collagen fibrils and connective tissue fibrils are also embedded in the basement membrane. So now come to the second layer, that is the basement membrane. Basement membrane, it is an unicellular layer formed from the polygonal cells. The polygonal cells here you can see they get modified into the cuboidal and columnar cells, such as cells having the distinct cell boundaries at the time of molting. So, however, in old adult insect, the epidermal cells undergo degeneration and the epidermis, which is represented mostly by the nuclei, such a nuclei lying beneath the cuticle. Now, during the post-embryonic development, the epidermal cells, they are well defined. Here the nuclei, they are polyploid, that is, such a nuclei they possessing or such a cells they possessing a large number of nucleoli. The cytoplasm, which is characterized by containing various kind of pigment granules. Now here the adjacent epidermal cells, they are held together or they are held one another by means of a cytoplasmic processes, and such a cytoplasmic processes, they are nothing but the desmosomes. Now here each epidermal cell produces a large number of cytoplasmic processes, and now at its apically, such a processes, they are nothing but the pore canals. Such a pore canal, they traversing the cuticle and opening above the cuticulin layer. So the epidermal cell differentiate in some regions of the integument and constitute the various types of mechano and chemoreceptor organs. Here the dermal gland and periodically in diphtheron larvae the peristigmatic glands here around the spiracle. Such a dermal glands, they are present surrounding the region of the spiracles, or what we say is that the peristigmatic glands, they are surrounding the spiracles in case of the diphtheron larvae. So each dermal gland, which is formed by a group of 3 cells, the medial cell constituting here the body of the gland and termed as the trichogen cell, while the remaining cells constitute the duct of gland and they are termed as a tormogen cell. Now during the molting, some epidermal cells modify into the molting glands. Now such a molting gland secretes some molting fluid, such a molting fluid which digests the old endocuticle to ensure the further growth of new cuticle. So here you can see in this diagram the detailed structure of integument or the body wall of insect. Here you can see, or you concentrate here, this is the basement membrane. Here you can see this is the epidermal layer, single uniform epidermal layer, and here embedded oinocytes. Then here you can see these large cells, they are nothing but the dermal gland, and such a dermal gland, they passing throughout the cuticle and open to the exterior at the epicuticular region. And again this diagram, which is the magnified view of the epicuticle. Now the cuticle, which is a secretory product of the epidermis, it forms an outermost thick layer of integument and determines the surface pattern and the physico-chemical properties of the integument. Now the cuticle, which is differentiated into 3 major regions: outer epicuticle, middle exocuticle, and inner, that is endocuticle. The epicuticle here, which is a non-chitinous, while the exo and endocuticle are the chitinous regions. So students, you cannot be confused on this region, that is non-chitinous and chitinous region. So the exo and endocuticles are differentiated from the initially secreted product due to the sclerotization or tanning that takes place in the upper region. The exocuticle therefore represents the sclerotized or tanned, and the endocuticle, which is non-sclerotized or untanned, undifferentiated region of the cuticle. Now beside these 3 static regions, two more non-static regions they develop at the time of molting, that is between the exo and endocuticle as a transitional semi-hard and little darkened regions commonly known as the mesocuticle. Now the other regions arises between the endocuticle and the epidermis in the form of a membrane and known as the ecdysial membrane or the subcuticle. Now here what is meant by ecdysial membrane? Ecdysial membrane, it is also called as the weak line, and ecdysial membrane is formed in the developing stages, in the nymphal stages, here through which the developing stage which exert pressure on the body, on the head region, and due to the pressure exerting from the inside of the body, the ecdysial line, which is the weak line, which get rupture, which get break due to the pressure which is created inside of the body of the developing stage, and now ecdysial line which get break and from which the new developing stage come out. So ecdysial line, it has the main function, the weak line, it has the main function during the time of ecdysis, during the time of molting. Now you know better what is meant by ecdysis and what is meant by molting. That is simply the casting of the old skin, that is the old cuticle, or what we say is that the molting. So the ecdysial line has the main function, has the important function during the time of molting. So such structures can be seen only during the larval or the pupal molts, and they are completely absent from the cuticle of adult insect, right? So here the ecdysial line that I already told you, which is developed during only the initial stages, during the pupal stages, during the larval stages, and such a ecdysial line, such a line of weakness which is not present in case of adult insect, because exception to few, but all the adult stages they doesn't show the molting, but exceptions are there. But initially, generally in most of the insect, the adult stages they are non-molting, only the developing stages they are molting, and that's why the ecdysial line, the line of weakness which is developed in the developing stages of the insect. Now come to the next. Here the epicuticle, and the epicuticle which we can study in the next presentation.